Hi, I'm Tammy, and I'm speaking with Linda, career coach at Careers by Design. Hi, Linda.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Wonderful. So let's start with talking about the types of challenges you like to help your clients with.
Challenges, well, I mean, challenges in life, challenges, it's all the same really. I mean, whether it's in career or personal life, or there's still deep challenges, and whether they're external or internal, whether it's, noticing you have a blind spot, whether it's not knowing, whether it's not being able to act when you want to. There are so many things, challenges, what they look like. But so to say that there are specific challenges, I think the word challenge is what we do here. That we're here to help our clients work with challenge in whatever form it comes, and that just stems from just going forward in life and feeling stuck, and then helping clients, helping ourselves look at those challenges from many angles, look at them mentally, looking at them from the heart, looking at what stops you, and then just coming up with a creative solution or a different way of looking at something that helps you move forward. And that's what we can help our clients do.
Do you find there are common situations that clients find themselves in that prompts them to reach out to you as a coach?
Everyone's so unique. Really, everyone is so unique. And that's the pleasure of working with people in search of a direction and purpose and meaning in their life. It's because they're all on their own path, and I think part of being a career counselor is really tuning into that person and looking at how they're wired, looking at what their emotional life is like, looking at what they value, looking at what's most important to them, and putting it all together like a puzzle and trying to understand them from the inside out. And I feel like that's my job.
So how did you fall into this job? What made you want to be a career coach or a career counselor?
I floundered in my early life. I wasn't one of those people that knew what I wanted to do when I grew up. I guess I did, though, in retrospect, in hindsight. We often see it in hindsight. But it was lack of confidence, I think, that helped me, that got in the way of knowing what I wanted to do in life. And from that, I felt like I don't have a direction, and I don't know where I'm going, and just those feelings kept me stuck until about 30. And then I decided to go to grad school, which was a scary thing, but I did, and I got on a trajectory as a counselor, and then I became a coach. And that was my path. I realized I'm a counselor, I'm a coach, and that's what I do. And I discovered that what I love to do is helping people discover their direction and meaning and purpose in their life, and then how to walk that path.
Well, so what is your professional background?
So I have a master's degree in counseling psychology. I have a coaching certification, and I have been a career counselor for 20 years. I started off my career as a career counselor at a university, and then I became a leader in the career development field and a director of a career center. And from there, I left the university and I began doing coaching, leadership coaching and organizational coaching, and then joining Careers by Design, which has a unique approach, which was in total alignment with the way I work, which is a heart-based coaching process, bringing the head and the heart together and using mindfulness to help people deepen in their process and of their career exploration.
Yeah, let's talk more about the Careers by Design approach. What makes it so different than from other coaching? What makes it so powerful?
What makes it so powerful is because we're told in life that we have to figure out what to do in life. Like it's all up here in our head, and if only we just figure it out and plan out the steps, then it's all going to fall into place. But life doesn't work like that. You know, it never works out the way we think it's going to work out. And there are so many surprises and the twists and turns of life. And so what we do at Careers by Design is we help people take that mental energy, drop it into the heart, drop it into the body, you know, so that quiets the mind, and then open the heart, and then feel your life from an embodied place. And then you get your whole self online. And when you get your whole self online, you see things so differently because you're using all of you. You're using the best of your mind, the best of your heart, and the best of your action, of your ability to act effectively in the world. And that's what we help clients do. We help clients find that alignment in themselves, find that deeper intuition, you know, and be able to act from that, be able to be their own authority in life, you know, because once you can listen to yourself, once you become your own authority, then you can navigate your own transitions and your own life direction because you have the tools, you have the inner tools. And that's one of the things we provide at Career by Design. And in addition to the heart-based practices we provide our clients, it helps tremendously with stress, with indecision, you know, with all the bumps that people encounter in life. It just helps you be more productive, see more clearly, think more clearly, and make better decisions in your life. And your career unfolds so much better when you're operating from your whole self.
Mm-hmm. So what is the biggest career challenge you've faced, and how have you overcome it?
My biggest career challenge was cultivating confidence and facing my fears. I actually knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a counselor. I wanted to be a psychologist. I wanted to help people in that way. And I knew I had the talents and the skills, but I didn't have the confidence. And what gave me the confidence was, starting at about 30 years old, I started doing mindfulness meditation and started doing my personal work. And I realized that I needed to face my fears, that was the thing that was holding me back. And so I made an effort to do something that scared me every day and be able to recognize that fear doesn't have to stop me from doing what I want. And I actually started getting confidence over the years. I had a fear of public speaking. That was a big one. I got over that. You know, I ended up being a teacher at a university. I taught career development to graduate students on the university level. I did a lot of things I thought I could never do when I was 20 years old. And I think it's feel the fear and do it anyway. It was my biggest challenge.
So it sounds like you have a lot of sort of firsthand experience going through what a lot of your clients are going through.
Absolutely, and that's why I'm in career counseling and coaching, because having a direction gave me purpose in life, gave me meaning, a meaningful work. It helped give me an identity that felt like on the inside, that who I was on the inside was also an expression of what I was doing on the outside. And I felt coherent. That's what in the heart math language, we talk about having coherence on the inside. You know, feeling that sense of well-being, feeling that sense of confidence, feeling that sense of authentic expression. And I found that. And in this career, I had tried many other kinds of counseling. I worked in addictions, I worked with depression, anxiety, trauma, but career counseling, once I found my track, my career just flourished.
What do you think surprises clients the most about coaching?
I think what surprises clients the most is that they think they're coming to fix themselves or to make themselves better or improve themselves, and that's what they need to move forward in their life. But actually, that's not what helps you move forward. What helps you move forward in life is really discovering what your signature strengths are and aligning with your strengths and letting that lead. You know, your limitations, the things that you don't do well, they really don't help you move forward. It's your strengths, because how you're hardwired, what you do well, you need to build on that. You want to be the best version of who you already are. You want to use your strengths, and you want to be able to identify them, you want to be able to understand how you work, and then you want to find that fit in a career where 70% of what you do, you're doing because you're good at it, because you enjoy it, because it gives you energy, it gives you that sense of vitality, it gives you that sense of adventure and optimism, because you're learning well, because you're using the best part of your brain, you're using the most evolved part of yourself, you're using the wisest part of yourself to lead you. And so you find greater satisfaction, more productivity, and in the long run, a career that meets both mind, heart, and body, on the inside and the outside. You get that kind of satisfaction.
Beautiful. And lastly, what is something you're most proud of accomplishing in life?
I think I've already talked about that a bit. I can talk about it more specifically. Getting over fear of public speaking. I just had to do it and do it and do it, even though I got terribly anxious. I got migraine headaches every time I did. I would feel so much internal pressure every time I had to get up in front of people, and I just did it over and over and over again, and facing my fears and doing my personal work around that. And then little by little, step by step, one step at a time, I felt things started to improve, and I started getting confident. And about 10 years after I started teaching, I realized I'm not afraid anymore. And I actually conquered a pretty deep fear. And it took a lot. What it took a lot of was a lot of self-compassion. Just recognizing that I'm going to fail again and again and again, and that's okay, because every time I fail, I learn something. And every failure is an opportunity to get a little bit better, and just letting go of this, I need to do it perfect, I need to do it right, it has to look a certain way, all that had to go out the window. And I think those kind of things are what a lot of our clients face, is that I want to be sure I'm doing the right thing. I want to make sure that if I choose this, I'm going to be good at it. And we don't know until we try. You can't think yourself into a new career. You have to act yourself into a new career. You have to put your toe in the water and see how it feels. And then you have to immerse yourself in the community. You have to talk to people. You have to try things you've never done before. And you have to keep on doing that. And you have to follow your curiosity. And you have to trust your gut. And it's a path, it's a journey, and you have to be willing to go on that journey, whether you're afraid or anxious or nervous or doubtful or fearful, and you just have to keep putting one step forward and keep going.
Yeah, I think that's really important, because I think there's a lot of fear wrapped up in a lot of the things that are associated with finding a new career or finding clarity, and you have that experience of overcoming fear firsthand.
Yeah, and it's an ongoing process. There's always more fears to uncover, but there are two kinds of mindsets. There's the fear-based mindset, which we live in often, and that has to do with survival and just getting through the day and just completing one task after another, but staying very focused on getting things done, but not having that bigger vision. And then there's the growth mindset, which activates the higher functions in the brain, that's more creative, that can see things from different angles, that is curious. And when we look at life from that point of view, there are so many possibilities. you see things from a bigger lens. And when you look at things from the heart's point of view, what the heart does is it helps us feel our connection to life and to ourselves. And so then we feel how we're connected to the world and how we connect with people. And from that place, it's so much easier to make decisions. And at Careers by Design, we know that. We know that if you're in touch with your heart, you're going to make better decisions. You're going to know what truly matters to you. And you're going to be able to touch into a deeper inner guidance, whatever you call it, intuition or gut or your gut or whatever you call it. When you have that whole body experience of yourself, you're operating at your best. And then you do make better decisions, and then you do see opportunities that you might not have seen from a fear-based perspective. So that's so important in making big decisions in your life.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That was wonderful.
Thank you.